going to give you a little lesson about mitochondria, and I'm going to go a little deeper because I want you to understand how this mitochondria works to create ATP, which is cellular energy. If you understand something, it's less frightening. Then when you understand your body, you'll understand what it needs, and you can give it to it. So how does the mitochondria actually generate energy, which is called ATP? Well, it's very much like a relay race. We've all seen relay races. You have a runner who has a baton in their hand, and they run a certain distance, and they pass the baton to the next runner. And then that runner runs a distance, and they hope to pass the finish line before anybody else and win the race. Well, the way that your mitochondria generate energy for you is through something called the electron transport chain. And it works very similarly, except instead of runners, you have protein molecules. And instead of them passing a baton, they pass electrons. So just like in the race, the goal is to have the molecule pass the electron to the next molecule, which is the next runner, to the next one. There's 4 of them. And at the very end, it's like winning the race, except they're generating ATP. That's how the energy is created. They pass the electrons across from one runner to the next. But what happens is you get free radical damage in the process. And when a mitochondria experiences free radical damage, it expands. And what happens then is that those runners are further and further apart from one another. So they have a difficulty passing the baton. Just like if a runner couldn't get close to the next runner, they can't make the pass. The same thing happens in your mitochondria. When they expand because of free radical damage, those molecules that are supposed to be passing electrons get further and further apart from one another, so they can't make the pass. It's like asking Tom Brady to make a pass in a stadium that's 5 times larger than your regular stadium. 2 things happen. Because they can't make the pass, you don't get any cellular energy because you haven't made the full selection of going from one molecule to the next. So there's no ATP. So your energy drops. Second thing that happens is that electron that should have been passed to the next runner doesn't disappear. What happens is it leaks out and turns into more free radicals, which what? Expand the mitochondria even more, which what? Makes it even more difficult for the electron transport chain to pass the electrons. And so the mitochondria just keep getting more and more free radical damage until they explode. It's a process called necrosis. Then you have all these free radicals that spill out into the neighboring mitochondria, the neighboring cells. There might have been some other toxins in there that also spill out. This is what causes decreased energy, accelerated aging, and chronic disease, is this process of the expansion of the mitochondria and the electron transport chain not working properly. We can intercept that because we have spirulina, which has something called superoxide dismutase, which stops the free radical damage. So it stops that expansion. It prevents the free radicals from getting to the mitochondria to cause the damage. And so now you can get your mitochondria getting back into the regular shape. Now the electron transport chain, the runners are close to one another. They can pass the electrons. Your energy improves. Your free radical damage decreases. Everybody's happy. So I just wanted you to know how this is actually working, because when you understand how it's working, you start to understand what your body needs to make it work better. And when it's working better, everything in your body works better too. Your brain, your metabolism, your heart, your health. And that's what we want for you. So let's get your runners back on track. Let's win the race together. Let's get some spirulina in there to stop the free radical damage. And you can live not only long, but well with the help of spirulina.